demais. Fazer um aviso para você que nos acompanha que é o seguinte: nós vamos fazer o programa todo em inglês, porque como o Max não fala português, a gente quer que ele se sinta à vontade aqui no nosso programa, que entenda tudo que esteja rolando nas nossas conversas, mesmo no papo que a gente tenha só com o Gabriel Bortoleto. Então, fique tranquilo, teremos legendas aqui, programa todo no áudio em inglês, mas você não vai perder nada com a gente. Chegou o dia, hein?
O Chris vai ficar mais à vontade agora ou?
You can start right now.
He's gonna, because usually just moved back from the States to Brazil.
So it a very American accent.
Half of the words, not
Working for Brazilian television, so
Need to you speak Portuguese.
I need to learn something after a couple of years. I need to try and do something right. What about you? How come you're not speaking Portuguese?
I'm learning. You know, we speak a lot together. Yeah, great words. Honestly, like I think in my next interview,
finish on jail. Huh?
yeah. I mean, it depends. It depends how you look at it.
Yeah.
wow, amazing. Max, there are 33 Brazilian drivers in Formula 1.
the 33rd?
Yeah,
Brazilian driver in Formula 1.
Came to Pelas Pistas.
14th F1 driver.
Yeah.
Brazilian F1 driver that came.
Yeah, that many already?
Yeah.
14.
Okay, not 40. Okay.
14.
I mean, you had a lot of drivers, of course, in the past, but that's
Out of the
impressive.
33,
That's impressive.
14 came over
14
here.
came over here.
That's
Okay.
impressive.
Yeah. In almost 3 years of Pelas Pistas.
Good record.
Yeah.
Well, I think the very first thing that now also comes back is that I went to a race, go-kart race 2016, right? Beginning of the year.
Yeah.
In
That was your
Adria.
first year.
For most of my go-karting career, I raced at CRG. I was there to watch my friends race, but at the same time also the factory was there racing, and Gabi was racing for the factory of CRG. And I walked into the tent there to say hello to the boss, Giancarlo, and then
He has got a photo.
But the haircut was
back then he was still
big
very cute.
Was the haircut?
No, I have a
Oh, you had a hoodie on.
Yeah.
Okay.
to protect.
It was cold,
yeah, it was
especially for a Brazilian.
it was like
it was quite cold.
3 degrees.
Yeah.
Here it's like 15, the lowest.
Yeah.
10.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I think to the briefing or something. And he had qualifying in the Freca. I think it was Freca.
Okay, you are talking about still the daytime.
Was it that?
Yeah, daytime.
Yeah.
You don't remember the nighttime?
No, he was a bit. Whoa.
Well,
Was that the same year?
Nelson, where are you? This and that. Gabi wants to go out. This and I say, yeah. So
the room.
over here, and then
That room sometimes
it's a bit dark.
difficult, dark and
Yeah,
very
right
good
there.
memories.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a dark room. But this guy comes running over, crossing the pit wall. Max, let's take a picture.
Asked you for advice, and you gave just. I was like, Max. I mean, I'm starting, front row there. What should I do?
This is what send it.
It's good. Yeah, send it.
Yeah. And did you send it?
I think I crashed.
Yeah, he sent it in the wall.
At least he was committed. That's what I wanted to see. Ways of meeting Gabi, and then I would say when you were in F3, right? We started to do
Playing
a bit more,
games and
playing games more on the sim, and then of course the closer you got to Formula One, the more we were doing stuff together
In the scene.
in the 6 weekends. You see each other here and there. It's been good.
Remember when expensive?
Yes,
No,
true,
no.
I
It's
It's
crazy.
still
It's
fucking expensive.
Well, I mean, it's not 10 times more than where you were before,
No,
you know?
it's true. No, but it was good. I mean, I like Monaco. Now that I'm
Over.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Help me out.
When you guys are at the sim, who's better? It's the same. Exactly. Come on, man.
Well, I have to make the setup, so I can always control a little bit the feeling, if I need.
No, it's not that I make I do the setup. I start with the setup. And then if we're too close, he starts changing the setup. And then I need to do more laps to get used to the setup he does. And then when I get there, he puts so much front or do something stupid. No, but we
always super close.
we race a lot. Like we don't focus so much on hot lapping because that's not the target of what we do there.
No, it was a
No hot laps.
joke question.
Yeah.
Oh, but this is what we do, no? At the end of the
I mean,
day.
at the end, we're all competitive, right? To the situation until the race, right? And especially with Gabi being a rookie, he doesn't have, of course, all he doesn't know all the
Well,
tracks
like
that
in
well.
Budapest, we were racing in the sim before, and then when for the first time
Yeah,
of the
then-
year he was behind me, I I don't know, he was sent.
I had no chance to pass you. Thing in turn
5, no 6.
5 or 6, the right-hander,
Chicane, yeah.
because I kept passing people into the chicane because I kept doing the wide line out of the dirty air. But as soon as I got behind you, he knew exactly how to. Because I mean, we were doing that all the time on the simulator.
Oh, my question was, because we talked about sim now, we had this discussion a lot about a career of a driver can buy a good sim and starts in the sim. Do you think nowadays, with obviously the good softwares and the games are a bit more realistic, I wouldn't say Formula One, but like a professional GT3 driver, for example?
Not at the moment, maybe later. But for now, I enjoy much more going out in a GT car, like doing testing in GT or racing in GT, or being on my simulator at home, preparing for F1 or doing other stuff, simulator prep for like the stuff that we have in Holland. But yeah, no, go-karting is fine. I mean, it's very good to learn as a kid, but at one point, that's done. You need to
move on.
forget about it.
Yeah.
Which sim do you use to prepare for Formula One races?
Oh, I think now lately
Like sim work never existed. So you arrived, you went for a walk, and then you sort of guessed a couple of things here and there, and that was it. And it took about, 2 outings for you to get used, like a couple of laps?
You would have done sim if you had it in your time, because there's many drivers
Well,
in our generation that don't do it, because it's not I don't
They
think
don't
it
do it this sim.
No, this,
I mean, they all do.
Okay, let's continue our podcast with Max Verstappen and Gabriel. Hello, Borto. I think it's the same cell phone as Christian. Do you have?
yeah.
see what we get.
Okay.
So that's what I'll try to do. And yeah, if we're in Abu Dhabi or whatever, even let's say maybe before, if it doesn't work out, then yeah, it's fine. I mean, life goes on. I have many things anyway already that I'm thinking about for next year, F1, non-F1 related stuff. So my life continues, and that result is not going to define if I'm going to be happy or sad, right? I mean, F1 is also just in a way, it's a lottery. I mean, it would be better to
But the
start.
tires were the same.
Yeah, I think so. They were already on the big tires, but that is not always easy because you might be in the wrong team, right? They don't get it right with the new car, because it's the same car, but you will be surprised how different they all run. To Japan and race in Japan is a culture shock. It's the same as for them coming to Europe. It's very different dynamics, and having to talk to your engineering team. They're mainly Japanese. The language barrier sometimes as well. It's normal. It's gonna take a bit of.
What happened in the practice start after FP in Zandvoort?
Yeah. So
That's the
normally, when you arrive to the grid, the tires are quite cold, right?
Yeah.
This is the first race after the break. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I normally always put the brake pads back, but I was like, I'm doing the start. The first corner is banked. I don't need to put it back. It's going to be fine. I'm going to brake a bit. I don't even know myself. So I hope, let's say in general, I just hope for Gabi that, of course, he gets an opportunity within the next 3-4 years, of course, to really, be competitive in the front and fight for podiums. And then if that's in the same team, I mean, even better, because, that means that we are both fighting for. Just leave the greats in their era, because they were the best in their era with what they knew, what the world knew, humankind knew, right? And that's why I find it always very unfair, when people ask me this. First of all, who do you think is the greatest? For me, it's impossible to answer, because every generation or era, it would be interesting to see how they would be working, in their prime, that for sure. I mean, for example, I think it would be quite cool to see how Michael in his Ferrari days, being there and observe how he was with everyone, and is there something to learn, how to be within the team, or, stuff like that for me. And at the same time, you can argue would you want?
I believe that in 10, 15 years, we're not going to see a single driver in Formula One that doesn't do crazy amount of sim at home.
You see it already now with all the young drivers that are good.
Mm-hmm.
You have weekends where you naturally a bit better or worse, but the worst, a bad weekend cannot be a shocker, And that's what I think over my years always tried to work on, not to have a really shocking weekend or that you're completely out. And
not only in Brazil, but in any other, you need to do the World Championship in karting, European Championship, WSK, all these championships, because they prepare you to go to Freca if you want to go straight away in a better way. But if you try to go from Brazil karting to Freca, you're gonna get destroyed. And in Brazil, we don't have much money to spend. So you do one season that you're terrible, you are already out of the loop there. So.